How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my FIFA 17 Fulham career mode. This is episode 20 or something. I do apologise. It has been a long time, but we are back today with another episode. So strap yourself in as we're struggling a little bit in the Premier League. We are currently down in 15th position after 6 games. We picked up 7 points. Big game here against promotees, I suppose. Aston Villa, they of course came up with us last season. Just before we do kickstart this video, guys, if you could drop a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. Let me know that you're still here and you're still enjoying the career mode, even though we're lacking a bit in videos. And really quickly, guys, my PlayStation broke. The one that I've had for about 2 or 3 years now. Unfortunately, it broke, so I had to get a new one. But luckily enough, it wasn't that broke, and I was able to transfer the data from the old PlayStation to the new PlayStation, which means we can carry on from where we left off. And speaking of which, we have a few emails to deal with. Kearney, Sobey, and Johansson are off on international duties. Not too fussed about that. Parker says thanks for getting some game time. Now, of course, 36 years of age. Not sure how much more game time he'll be getting, but we appear to have some injuries to deal with. So, in fact, let me cancel that and we will go and have a quick look at that ourselves. What seems to be the problem here? Of course, Iheanacho picked up another injury in the last episode. Aite is now back, which is super awesome for us. He's going to start on the bench. We don't have a spare striker now, which means Aluko is going to be up there by himself. Hopefully he can do bits for us. So that is going to be the team then, guys. And without further ado, let's jump into the first game against Aston Villa. Okay then, guys, we are back and the first game of today's episode. We are live from Craven Cottage, or Court Lane as we like to call it for this series. It's Fulham versus Aston Villa. Our commentary team is, of course, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith, if you can hear them in the background. That's how the tables look at the minute. Villa also struggling, yet to pick up a win, and only 1 draw after their opening 6 games on a -9. We're on a -1, so struggling a little bit also to score goals. We're conceding a lot of late goals, which is putting a disappointment on the actual series. And as you can see down there, we are down in 16th, but Villa down in 20th. So if you've tuned in for this episode to see goals, I will apologise right now, because I don't know how many there will be, but we'll do our best. Taking a little break from a career mode, of course, so hopefully we'll be back and they'll be able to slot in some goals. This is a big win for us, as our team then lines up pretty standard for us. Donnarumma in goals. Sigurdsson is, of course, our captain. Now then, lone striker Aluko is going to be up there by himself. Aite returns from injury and makes his way onto the pitch. He's going to have to force Sobey out of the team. I think I mentioned it in the last episode, but Sobey's been in good form for us recently, so it's going to be tough for Aite, but he is doing bits for us. And also for Fulham in real life, congratulations to him. I believe he got a goal himself at the weekend, or perhaps maybe even 2, or perhaps he also set one up. Let's have a look at the Aston Villa team then. Let's see if there's anyone else lined up. They've got Fernandes in goal, Subotic, Mika Richards still playing, Amavi. Not really too interesting. Mark Bunnings there on the bench, Nathan Baker, Kozak, Westwood. Got some interesting players on the bench, but it's not about their bench. It's more going to be about our bench and if they can have an impact on this game. So let's kick things off. We need a good win here. A big 3-0 will just be nice and happy for us. We don't want to let Villa pick up some points and start closing the gap, because seriously, we're going to be battling for relegation at this rate. So it's all about picking up the 3 points here. Let's see if we can do just that, and we can make a start with Kearney down the wing, and he's going to take on Amavi, and Amavi kicks the ball out of play but goes out for our throw, so we retain possession here. Kearney will take that throw to Bunuel, who's been good at that in that right back position. Here is Kearney. He's going to play it back inside to Bunuel. He plays it out to Cabano. Manages control possession back out to Odoi. Here's Hozabed. It's into Aluko. It's on the edge of the box. It's fallen, and it's still Aluko, and he takes a shot, and I think it took a deflection. It did. And whether the deflection took it round the post or actually sent it further towards goal, well, yeah, it was going very wide from Aluko. Not the best of effort. And it was Richards who knocked it upfield, but only really into Cabano. And McDonald play's been stopped because there is an injury. And, oh dear. Sigurdsson, who was jumping into that tackle on Gusted, and Gusted goes down there. So, unfortunately, he will have to make way. I didn't catch who they've brought on, but they do give us the ball back. We'll try and pick that one up in just a moment. As Kearney, nice little link-up play. So Kodja has come onto the pitch now. We know he's a handful of a player in the real world, so that could be quite an impact sub from Villa there. Of course, obviously forced, but we'll have to see what that brings. And Villa haven't really had any threatening attacks. Donald, he's going to play out to Kenny on the wing. Kenny's got space and time and pace over Amavi. And can he provide a cross? He can. There's nobody really at the back apart from Bakuna. And the referee, I think, he has given a penalty. That's going to be for handball by Bakuna in the box. Another one of those penalties. We get so many of those. And I know I say it every time we get one in this series. And to be fair, we haven't really done well in our last few penalties. Aluko, this is big now. He's going to have to step up. Hopefully we can get the arrow we can. Let's try and put this one away. It's Aluko. It's saved again. Another saved penalty. That is, I think that's got to be 3-4 on the bounce that we have missed. I don't understand it. That's very, very frustrating. That is nice as well. Cabano, and that's in now. And here is Kenny. And Kenny's got a nice turn and he gets the shot away. Big save from Andres. Good hand from him. Good left hand from him. It's another corner. And that is going to go out for a goal kick. A little bit unfortunate there that he got in the way. Probably was going to be a decent effort from Hozabed. We know he can hit them from there. Referee's added on 3 minutes then as we approach half time, and that is going to be half time. So we're going to the break again. A lacklustre performance from both sides in the first half. No real chances were created, no good opportunities to score, apart from of course that one. We had a few corners, nothing could provide from that, and then from one cross a Bakuna handball gave us a penalty, but yet again another penalty missed and another save by the goalkeeper, and it remains at half time then. Fulham 0, Aston Villa 0. Okay then, as we jump in to the second half, definitely need to look at building on an okay performance. You know, we definitely controlled the game, but again, struggled to create some chances. So, this second half, we've got to look at creating chances and perhaps using substitutes to our finest. So perhaps making a change straight away could just freshen the team. Of course, Villa have made that one sub themselves due to that injury, and Subotic is easily going to clear that one up with Bakuna as well to help out. Aluko causing him pressure, and Odoi tries and wins it and throws out, kicks out for a throw. And so we're going to use this opportunity to make a substitution here. I think it's now time for Johansson to come to play. Yozabed has been pretty quiet. Sobi's done well, but I think I'm ready to bring in Aite and make his return from injury. Give him half an hour or so. Let's see though. Will he be able to provide us pace down the wing? That's ideally what we're looking for. He's almost in here straight away. It's a poor throw by Bakuna, but Bakuna does deal with it in the end. The referee's added on 3 minutes then, and that could be that. Good interception by Bunuel. Is there going to be time for one last attack? Kenny's just completely ran out of play with that one. Not what I wanted, as we were looking for that final attack, but... And there it is, that's going to go out of play as well. The referee is going to call full time. So the stats said that it would be an even game with not many goals, and an even game with no goals is what it turned out to be. The only opportunity really came from us in that first half. We missed another penalty, but we definitely need to try and capitalise on those penalties because they are costing us valuable points. And that was the only effort. Nothing really happened in the second half. Quite a quiet one. Villa will probably be the happier of the two sides. They'll come out with their second point of the season, but it means after 7 games... we've picked up another draw here, and a disappointing one at home. We're going full time then. It's Fulham 0, Aston Villa 0. So guys, you can see by the match highlights there is literally nothing happened. A couple of saves from Fernandez, and then that one miss from Sigurdsson was about it. One of them, of course, being the penalty save. Looking at the stats, Villa had no shots at all. They did only have that one corner. We ended up taking 6 corners and 9 shots, but with only 4 on target, that is not good. So we were creating the chances, but just couldn't capitalise. No other matches were being played, and that completes September. So we will advance forward. Looks like we could do with Iheanacho back to fix our struggling goal scoring form. Gertsen wants a new contract. He is only on 22.5. He wants 30. We could stretch for that. You know, we don't have a lot of cash, but Sigurdsson's been huge for us. We definitely don't want to lose him. He's going to put him at crucial first team play. We'll give him a 5% clean sheet bonus as well, so he should accept that and keep him happy. It does mean we're struggling a little bit for some cash, which we definitely need some of that soon. We might be looking at potentially selling off a couple of players or so, but we'll have to see how that happens. Another drill there, of course. Someone is out on international duty. Looks like Iheanacho's back, so we can actually put him into some training, and I think I'm going to do that because, to be quite honest, Aluko's been disappointing as of late, and I think Iheanacho actually scored a couple of goals just before he went off with with his latest injury. So we'll stick him back in, and we're going to give him a game if he is fully fit. As Donnarumma there, he ranks up, which is always nice. Cavano wants to pack his bags apparently. Oh no, here we go. I've reviewed the contract. I'm not willing to accept the terms offered because I've been informed that the club cannot afford my re-signing bonus. Ooh, okay, that's a bit of an issue. Okay, forgot about that. What is his signing on fee? 10k. So guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to go and play with the transfer budgets a little bit. Okay, so we should now be able to afford. Where is he? I wish this was actually starting this order, I realise. We should now be able to afford his signing on fee. We now have 13,000, and I've still got enough to put his wage budget up to 30,000. Let's not give him too many, and we'll give him the 5k, the 5%, sorry, clean sheet bonus, and also a crucial first team player, which is exactly what it is. Hopefully he will accept that one. So then heading into the game against Leicester coming up, Sigurdsson has now accepted his contract. Happy days. Egypt have rescinded my offer, not too fussed about that. So Sigurdsson's on board for another year, which I think puts 4 years on his contract now. Let's jump into the squad a little bit and let's just have a quick look at this. So I'm going to drop Sacco off the team now, and Iheanacho is going to make way to the bench. We're going to leave him on the bench as the team, but as we jump into this game against Leicester, I'm actually going to start him because we just need something. We can't keep throwing these 0-0s in. We need to start scoring goals. Now, Leicester, of course, champions from 2 seasons ago. Now, of course, on this game, don't actually remember who won the Premier League last season on here, but I don't think it was Leicester, put it that way. But kudos to them for winning it in real life last season, of course. So Iheanacho is going to get his start. I think we're just going to go with pretty much the same team because, to be quite honest, I was happy with the team. There's not really too many players that I want to look at changing. So we're going to start with that. Everything was good apart from just trying to create chances. Hopefully the change for Iheanacho will do that. Let's jump into the game. Here we go then, guys. We are at the King Power Stadium for this game. Leicester City versus Fulham. Let's have a look how Leicester are getting on this season. Of course, we just need to start picking up wins on. Now I keep mentioning it, but it's getting very serious now that we do start picking up some points. Let's have a look then at how Leicester do as Robert Huth leads the sides out, as does Sigurdsson for us, of course. Don't think it's going to show us the Premier League table, which is always nice. So we don't know how Leicester are doing. But there we go. We will take a quick look at the Leicester team sheet. Okay, there is the Premier League. And, you know, I've said this many times. Great, thanks EA. West Brom are second. Don't care right now. Care about Leicester or care about us. Obviously, by that graphic, we're both in the bottom half. So some opportunity here, again, to pick up 3 points. But I don't understand that. Why is it talking about West Brom? I literally don't care right now. So, a pretty standard side. Schmeichel in goal. Vardy, Slimani up front. Zila on the bench. Coates on the bench. Abubakar, interesting. Albright, a very good player, also on the bench. We, of course, do know our lineup, just the one change from the draw at Villa, and that is Iheanacho making his return from injury, thanks to the international break. Now then, this is really, you know, so important. We're going to start attacking, and we're going to go and score some goals against Leicester, who we know can score goals. Dangerous attack, Vardy and Slimani. And Schmeichel, obviously a very good goalkeeper, and also Albright, very good player on the bench. Let's start early with a tester. McDonald, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we tried in the last episode, in the last game against Villa, but we just couldn't find any space to create that. We found an opportunity there. It opened up for us. Look at that, no one picking up McDonald in the space, and he's done this time and time again. And he's smacking that one in, and that is going home into the back, and that is always on the main road. That's back down the M25 back to London. That is fantastic goal from McDonald there. That's his first goal of the season for him as well. Happy for him. So we take a nice early lead here, just what we wanted. Now then, the idea this time is to hold out and win this one. If we can add a couple more goals to this, then we can start to control the game a little bit more comfortably. And Hosbed picks up the interception. He plays it into Cabano. Great win by Ream. Cabano into Sobi. Here's Hosbed. Here's Iheanacho. Is that another run being made by McDonald? It is, and he's controlled the ball very nicely. Great effort from him. Big save again from Schmeichel. That's well, it's his first real big save he's made. Of course, the other one was offside, but Schmeichel looking in good form. Couldn't keep out the early effort though. He's played into Carney. Oh, referee Fuchs has really pushed him over there, and gives us a free kick. Fuchs is also going to be picking up a yellow card for them. This could be a good position for us to whip a ball in. There is, well, there's Ranieri, a little bit awkward. Sorry, Leicester fans, if you're watching. But all the Leicester fans, if you are watching, let me know, Ranieri or not Ranieri. I'd be intrigued. Meanwhile, we have a free kick in a decent position here. Kenny could whip this one into the box, and whip it he does, but easily cleared away by the defender. We have to be a little bit careful here that we don't get caught on the counter. I think we've dealt with that quite nicely. Here's Reem then. Here's Cabano. Oh, nice little run. Hosbert just peeled away from the defender. Has to finish that one. Big save, Schmeichel. Back in to Iheanacho. Schmeichel gets a hand to it, but Iheanacho flicks it away. And right on the stroke of half-time, Iheanacho doubles our lead there. Fantastic run from Hosbert. Just peeled off his defenders. Should have done better with a shot. It's a good save from Schmeichel. It's straight out to, is it Kearney that was over on that side? Wasn't too sure. Flicked it straight back in. Iheanacho was there with a powerful header. A reason why we brought him into the club and a reason why he started today. He nets his third goal of the season. In the 45th minute, we take a 2-0 lead. Happy days. Now then, is there a third before half-time? Hosbert. McDonald. Good run being made by Sobey. There could have been a third. The referee's added on 3 minutes. Schmeichel with another big save, keeping Leicester at bay. Well, keeping Leicester in this one really at the minute. It could be 3 or 4-0 here. That's a nice corner. Cabano's tried the fancy one, you know what? We're full of confidence now. But it goes straight over the bar, and that is enough for half-time. So fantastic effort. Much better away from home here at the King Power Stadium. Fantastic start to the game. McDonald creating the space and flying a shot from just outside the 18-yard box. Shot that one home, and then just on the stroke of half-time, Iheanacho doubled our lead, and we go into half-time. Leicester City 0, Fulham 2. And some of the games being played in the Premier League this afternoon. Burnley take on Watford, and West Brom take on Swansea. Not kicked off just yet. Into half-time then, we won't be making any changes, but Johan Banu comes off, and the former Liverpool man, Sebastian Coates there makes way. So a defensive substitution by Leicester. Interesting when you're 2-0 down at half-time, but fair enough. It's me personally, I'd have brought all Brighton on at this point, but you know what? We are not the Leicester manager. We are in charge of Fulham, and in fact I should be quiet because they're almost scoring, but good defending again. Slimani was in there, dealt with it very well. He's going to be there to deal with that as he boots out a player, and I think that's going to be time for a substitution ourselves. And I think the same as last time. We're going to bring Hosbert in for off for Johansson. For now, I'm looking to probably bring Parker into this game a little bit later on, just to seal it up. McDonald's been fantastic for us. Probably is going to be the person to make way down. Like Cabano's going to strike that straight into the hands of Schmeichel, who just makes another save for the game. Whatever floats your boat, we've got a corner. Good save by Schmeichel. Sigurdsson flicks it back in. Actually went for goal there. Just trying to be a little bit cheeky. 70 minutes in, 20 to go. We're going to bring McDonald out of this now. We'll bring Parker on. We'll also get Aite involved again. So we've been a little bit quieter in this half, but well, in this game particularly. So we'll take him out the firing line as well. We shall give Aite some game time. Still Vardy. Good tackle. Goes down. Referee says no penalty. As far as Fuchs, he goes down as well. Still no penalty. Referee's added on 3 minutes, and we should now be able to just see this one out. A comfortable victory here for us today. There it is. That is going to be full time. So fantastic. Finally picked up that mighty win against another bottom of the half side Leicester as well. So away from home, looking in good form. Kicked off early with a cracking goal from McDonald. And then just before half-time, Iheanacho back from injury and in for the out-of-former Luco. Makes it 2. Iheanacho there making it 2. So that's going to be full-time. Another cracking result here. And it's finished today at Leicester City 0, Fulham 2. And there we go, just to confirm as well, those other games haven't yet kicked off. But that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. Another 2 games. We managed to pick up 4 points today, which is happy. I'm happy with that. We'll quickly do the training session. So yeah, not too bad. We should have obviously got 6 from 6, missed a penalty against Villa, which is always frustrating. But you know, we'll take the point and we move forward and we go out and we beat Leicester. So happy days really. We will of course take a look at what that does to the table. Maddle's not too happy, but not a lot you can do. Defence is working out wonders for us so far. So as we leave this episode off here, let's have a look at the Premier League table. Spurs lead the way after 8 games. They're on 17 points, only lost 1 so far this season, along with Watford, who have just drawn another game instead. They're down in seconds. West Brom and Man City, the top 4. Chelsea currently in 5th. Stoke, Arsenal, Sunderland, Swansea and Crystal Palace are your top 10. Liverpool and United struggling there in 11th and 12th respectively. West Ham sit in 13th. And just above us they are. And we're there then in 14th position. So 8 games, 3 wins, 2 draws and 3 losses. Isn't great for us. Only 7 goals scored and 6 conceded, which is pretty big. Gives us a positive goal difference and 11 points. Leicester there dropped just down below us now after that victory over them. Burnley and Everton are 16th and 17th. And Southampton, Villa and Reading have all now picked up their first wins of the season, but they do sit down there in the relegation zone. So guys, that's going to be the end of today's episode. If you did enjoy, please do drop a like on this video. Why not subscribe as well if you're new around here. And until next time, goodbye.